Welcome to part 2 of our push-up series. In part 1, we covered our plank, hands, lats and shoulders, feet, and head. We also covered the active negative and just how to do a push-up. So there's a lot to unpack there. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, go back and watch it. Here's what we're covering today in part 2. We're gonna go through breathing and how to use your breath to make your push-up stronger. We're gonna go through tempo push-ups, which are a secret weapon for building strength. We're gonna practice push-ups on an elevation, practice push-ups with band assistance, and I'm gonna give you some guidance on sets and reps for your training. Okay, let's do this. A common mistake with the push-up is people just don't know how to breathe. In the push-up, we use our breath for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is to make our torso more rigid, and then reason number 2 is our breath actually gives us power as we're coming out of the bottom. Let me show you how to breathe during the push-up. So we're gonna inhale into our belly through our nose on the negative, and then we're gonna use a power breath on the positive. It's gonna look like this. This technique helps keep your abs tight throughout the movement, and it's gonna add more power as you push out of your push-up. Another issue we see with the push-up is people doing really high rep sets, like sets of 10 or 20 push-ups. And they're just not quality reps. Everything just starts to fall apart. There are a lot of ways to fix this, but I'll just give you a couple of my favorites here. One way is just to do much lower rep sets. So you might be doing sets of 3, 2, or even 1 perfect push-up, but you're really keeping the quality super high, not letting any of your form fall apart. Keep the reps low and do them right. Another way to fix this is tempo push-ups, and tempo reps are a secret strength building weapon for any grind. When we do a tempo push-up, we're basically slowing down the push-up according to the number of seconds that we're assigning to each part of the movement. Going down, the bottom, coming up, and holding at the top. We're deciding how long each of those steps is gonna take. So for example, a 3-1-3-1 tempo push-up means that you're gonna take 3 seconds to go down, hold for 1 count at the bottom, 3 seconds to go back up, and hold for 1 at the top. You could also do 3-3-3-3 tempo push-ups, 5-1-5-1. The options are endless. Tempo push-ups and slowing down your push-ups are gonna reveal any compensations you might be making when you do your push-ups at normal speed. And they also force you to stay tighter for longer. Push-ups on an elevation. So this is the first of 2 super effective ways to build up your push-up strength so that you can eventually do a push-up on the ground. You'll need to find a box, a bench, a chair, a countertop, or really anything that's on an elevation where you can own a perfect push-up. The barbell also works great for this because you can adjust the height. Set up for your push-up using all the tips that we covered in part 1 of this series. And it's really important that your shoulders are stacked over your wrists. So you don't want to be back on an angle on this one. Really get far enough forward so that shoulders are over elbows, are over wrists, and you're nice and stacked. Now do a push-up using everything you've learned. Get really tight, actively row yourself to the bar, corkscrew the hands, and push away. Band-assisted push-ups are the second really effective way they're gonna help you own a push-up on the ground. Set up a rubber band, and you need to attach it to something above you like a pull-up bar or a barbell rack. Put the band under your armpits and across your chest like this. Set up in your push-up position and do push-ups. The band is gonna give you some assistance so that you can do nice, clean reps without any sagging or compensations, and you're gonna be able to feel what a proper, perfect push-up feels like on the ground. A common question I get is how many reps and how many push-ups should I be doing to get stronger at them? Especially since we already covered that doing sets of 10 or sets of 20 push-ups is probably not a good option for you unless you are a very advanced, strong push-up person. The first one is ladders. Ladders work great for push-ups. So an example of a more beginner ladder would be to do 1 push-up, rest, 2, rest, 3, rest, okay? That's your ladder. And then you would repeat that 3 times or up to 5 times. So if you did that ladder 3 times, it's 6 times 3 is 18 total push-ups. If you did it 5 times, you'd be doing 30 total push-ups for that ladder. As you get more advanced, you can play with the reps a little bit. So a more advanced example would be to do 3, rest, 5, rest, 7, rest, and do that up to 5 rounds. I need to get out my calculator because I actually don't know how many reps that is off the top of my head. So 3 plus 5 plus 7 times 5, that just got a little too advanced for me. So that is this many push-ups. The second really great way to build push-up strength is called grease the groove. And what that means is you're just doing push-ups at regular intervals throughout your day. With grease the groove, you always want to work at about 50% of your max. So let's say you can do about 4 perfect push-ups, and then after 4, your form starts to fall apart a little bit. So 4 push-ups is your max. If that's where you're at, then if you're doing grease the groove, you're gonna do 2 push-ups, which is half of your max, at regular intervals throughout the day. You can do it on the hour, you could do it every time you pass like the coffee maker in your house or pass through a doorway. It's totally up to you, but hourly or kind of like roughly at regular intervals throughout the day is grease the groove. You're always optimizing for perfect form. And this one's cool because you're always staying fresh. That wraps up our push-up series. Try out these progressions and all these tips and let me know how it goes. I am sure your push-ups are gonna get stronger if you really use all these tips. Busting out some perfect push-ups is actually a really good party trick. Was this helpful? If it was, please give it a like and a subscribe because it helps us spread more strength tips and make the world a stronger place.